नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, वड़क्कम, खंपा घड़ी, राम राम साहब सभी को ऑल्टरनेट मीडिया में फिर से स्वागत है। व्हाट अ डे, 22nd to 23rd की नाइट, व्हाट अ डे, रिमेंबर टू बी इन हिस्ट्री, द हिस्टोरिक अमेरिकन इंडियन joint talks or whatever you call it, the Modi ji phenomena that happened. Amazing, super, fantastic, wonderful. I think adjectives will run short of it today. We have SS Sriram sir to cover the topic. Sir, I'll straight away jump to you. It was like, I cannot define it in words. That's how and what we felt. 150 crore or 150 million Indians have experienced a wonderful session yesterday night. Yes.
Good morning. Oh wow! It's definitely a defining moment. It's an absolute pride for the entire country. Not only is the summit is for India and America, the whole world was watching as to what's happening in America, and the who's and who was flooding America. Everyone wanted to be with Prime Minister Modi. He was given the rarest of rare opportunity to address the Congress again. Second time he's doing so. Well, the first one was on 2016, and he had 79 times Americans gave applause, 15 times standing ovation. So imagine the intensity of the speech and the way it was received by the American Congress people and the country, or in fact the whole world in particular. It was a great evening, beautiful evening, and evening with full of action, and by none other than our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. So
79 times applauded, 15 times standing ovation. That was fantastic. But coming to what exactly did he say in that speech that made everybody go gaga? I would say everybody was just looking at him amazingly. By the way, there were a lot of people who didn't used to like him. For example, Pramila Jaipal, who had support of 70 people, but she was eager to shake hands. We have videos going viral on that. But I'll come to the positive part. What was the content of the speech? Yeah.
His speech was full of confidence. His speech was full of hope. His speech was how India is unstoppable, as what India has achieved so far, and what is India aspiring to achieve. He beautifully said when he first came in 2016, the Indian economy was 10th largest. Today we are the 5th largest, and we're aspiring to go to the 3rd largest. That says it all as to what the speech was all about. He covered everything. He covered the importance of Indian Americans living in India. He gave importance to the Indian roots that is today playing a very pivotal role, not only in the community but also in the White House. He even pointed Kamala Harris behind him and said she is one among the Indian roots. So he was talking about how India is concerned not only for itself, it is also concerned for the whole universe, under what is called as Vasudhaiva Kudumbam. And he was talking about empowering. It's beautiful phrase, which I would say, you always, you build capabilities and you don't build dependency. That's a fabulous statement, not just for India, or not just for individual, it's for every country. I mean, his speech is an inspiration to leaders across the globe. His speech is inspirational for leaders across the globe to pull out their country from the mess wherever and whichever country they are in. His speech is a direction to leaders to lead their country the way he is leading such a large world, second largest country in this universe. So he's a Bhishma, he's a Pitama. I mean, he's definitely a man who people look to. Can you believe the Congress people waiting in queue to get his autograph? I mean, have you ever heard of this? India was always shown as a developing nation. India was always shown as a country of snake charmers. How bad was it in the past? Today, we Indians put our collars up is something which we never thought we could do that easily. These 9 years are defining moment for the country. What we could not achieve in 60 years, believe in me, we have done it in 9 years. And imagine the next 5 or 6 years to come. we are going to be a nation to be spoken about across the globe. And it was such an action-packed visit so far, and that goes to show how important he as a leader, how important he for the country to to showcase our nation's power to across the globe. It was a brilliant
Right.
evening. It was a power-packed evening.
Right. Anna, one of the few important things he mentioned is about women, about African nations, about artificial intelligence. Can we just touch upon, because if we, we cannot discuss the entire speech,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
something important.
absolutely. He was talking about how today artificial intelligence is something which is the end thing today, and he drove comparison to say AI is also another meaning for American Indian relationship. That is how he drew parallels to AI, and how women empowerment is the key, and how women empowerment in India is making inroads. How be it our president, be it women in the electoral system, be it women. We have the largest number of women pilots in the world. We have a women force working across the army, and he has given such a beautiful impetus and importance to women empowerment. So that is something which was very, very interesting. And we spoke about AI, and we spoke about vaccines, where during the COVID time, where he not only saved the 220 billion Indians, they also gave about 150 countries the much needed vaccine to save people across the globe. And these are all how a leader is, and how what India did. India is not just a taker. India is a giver, and India is now an equal partner to no matter whichever country we are. So that is the status that we have moved on. These are all the points that, and he not only said we are not just job seekers, we are job givers today. We have now our Air India has ordered about 500 500 Boeing aircraft, and just now we have got the Indigo signing up for a similar aircraft orders, which gives thousands of jobs in America. So we are not job seekers; we are job givers today. We have 90,000 startups today across the globe. We have the largest number of startups. We have the largest number of digital transactions across the globe that is going on. So we are empowering even a street vendor to live a honorable life. These are defining movements. These are all which no other country, even the so-called the developed nations, couldn't think of. So these are all the important stuff that came across in his speech when he was addressing the Congress.
Right. And now one more thing that he has made it very clear, and there were a couple of voices. I'm parallelly running photographs so people can watch them. How anybody who is important in US today, right from A to Z, flock to Washington DC, not only for autographs but to meet him, to greet him, to be there when he's addressing the joint session of the Congress. They wanted to be just there to witness this moment in history. So
Absolutely, they just wanted to be. They just being within, or being in this kind of a crowd is what people are thronging for or aspiring for. MPs of Congress don't need a signature of a prime minister. They can look at him as a normal prime minister of a nation. I mean, it goes beyond that. They look at him as a human being, who's been a light for the people around the world. So those are all very, very interesting. In fact, he is even useful to people who talk against him. Mr. Obama made about $4 million talking against Mr. Modi. So he is not only useful to people who think who are useful. So
how
he
did
is
he
also
make
useful to just make a statement. They have a simimer toolkit. Jobless people do make few statements and make a buck out of buck, and Mr. Obama was no exception. So he is useful to people who are not useful to him either. So that's the stature today. I mean, you can only envy him, but that was the reality.
$4 million, Mr. Obama? Wow. But he must be having some kind of pension that he still needed $4 million to top it up, huh? That's
Uh,
interesting. And he also, I mean, yesterday, he also greeted and met when Pramila Jaipal, who was actually opposing him, who didn't wanted him to come to US, and yet he met her, and he greeted her. Did not kind of what do you say? Did not make any kind of a gesture that he doesn't want her around him.
Absolutely.
And
See, Democrats, Democrats definitely have a huge reservation against Prime Minister. They are not as open as the Republicans are, despite the fact that they have no choice, but they know that India is very important. India is a huge market. India is a young, vibrant market. India has got a abundant talent. India has got a stable government. We have a vibrant democracy. We are the fastest growing economy, and we are a huge market for the defense products. I mean, we are most reliable and a very valuable partner. So Americans, no matter whoever governs, realize the fact that India is the country to associate themselves with quickly. I mean, China is no more a country that the Americans want to depend on, and Pakistan is a failed state. Now, and for the growing influence of Russia and China, so America does need a partner who they can rely upon, who they can be reliable on, and they also provide markets for them. At the same time, they also have a partner with India, which is a country that can influence people across the globe. So they have realized that India is a country that they can't ignore anymore. So that is one thing with the lady that you mentioned.
I disagree with you here. Ignore is very small now. India is unstoppable. That's what he has said from the platform. He has made it from the platform. Indirectly or directly, he has conveyed. He has told the US also. He has told Russia also. He has told Pakistan also. He has told China also. India is
Absolutely. India
unstoppable.
is unstoppable, and yes, very clearly, his subtle messages are: we will grow no matter who is with us, who is not with us. And he had confidently said, if India grows, the world grows. Imagine the confidence. तब इंडिया आगे बढ़ रहा है, दुनिया बढ़ जाएगा, और दुनिया आगे जाएगा. So whatsoever, I'm sorry for my Hindi, but says that's the importance of the growth of India. Nobody can stop. We are not dependent, as he rightly had mentioned. We are capability builders. We are not dependency builders. We have seen that in the COVID situation. We have seen that in the past in terms of Make in India. Today we have gone into millions of dollars. I mean that the proof is that HAL is now going to tie up with GE in manufacturing fighter jet engines. So we are going to develop microns. There's going to be a huge investment in Gujarat for 2.7 billion. So India is a country which the world cannot ignore. India will be the country which the world want to be associated with. We are a superpower already, and we will be becoming a most important country in the days ahead. So as you rightly said, we are unstoppable, and that's what our Prime Minister conveyed beautifully in the message to the Congress.
Anna, how about some new defense deals that all of a sudden happened in the night? वो कहते हैं ना, रात बहुत बड़ी थी कल की, और बहुत entertaining और बहुत engaging और बहुत ही ज़्यादा, हिंदी में अगर मैं बोलूँगी तो मैं कैसे समझाऊं? आई एम रनिंग शॉर्ट ऑफ वर्ड्स टुडे, एडजेक्टिव्स छोटे पड़ रहे हैं, बट कल की रात भारत और अमेरिका के इतिहास के पन्नों में लिखी जाएगी. सो कल कुछ एक ऐसी डील्स हुई जो अनएक्सपेक्टेड थी. हमें सबको पता था MQ9 रीपर का होना ही होना था. दैट वाज एक्सपेक्टेड एंड दैट वाज इन पाइपलाइन, बट देन ऑल ऑफ अ सडन लॉट ऑफ न्यू थिंग्स हैपेंड. यस Anna, over to you.
We have also been offered the striker vehicle, which is a light vehicular armed vehicle movement, which are lighter, which are striking vehicles which is being offered now. And as you rightly mentioned, we are going to co-promote that GEF 414 jet engines, which will be for a Tejas Mark II aircraft that we are likely to come out with weaponry striking aircraft, which will be in a position to sell to all the other third world countries in terms of a defense deal from our part of it. So, and we're also being given the most sophisticated drones, which can travel 40 hours with nuclear capabilities, that can help us cover our boundaries better. So these are some of the very important strategic equipments. And some of them they're talking about transfer of technology as well. It is just not giving us the arms, because America has a very strong, guidelines when it comes to transfer of technology, which they normally don't do to a lot of countries. And we are going to be given the transfer of technology as well. to the extent of 80%. So that is going to be an amazing, opportunity, because we were mostly a Russian-dependent arms, procurement nation. Till such time Prime Minister took over, then we moved to the Rafales, which we bought it from France, and today we are going a little deeper with the Americans in terms of military requirements. So we are becoming a diversified nation. We are equipping ourselves very well. These are some of the and unless Americans think India is important, they normally don't come with these kind of military offers as well. So interesting things happening for the betterment of the nation, for the security of the nation, and for the progress of the nation.
Yes, yes. And then how can we forget the $3 billion agreement? This is just $3 billion. From the estimates that I got from a couple of sources, the entire defense deal, just the defense deal, is going to be to the tune of $85 billion. That will obviously not be spent in one day, but in gradual systematic phases. And, it's going to happen. This is hail drones. MQ-9 Reaper, another one. Then they have offered Striker. Then they have offered. Achanak se they said, "Acha, we will do modernization of M777, that is M700."
Yes. Yeah.
Then, Anna, Micron. How can we forget Micron?
Yeah, Micron is about it's a 2.7 billion, 7 billion investments in in Gujarat. Which will be very important for this semi-micro conductors, which is what is going to be developed. And it's not only going to give employment to Indians, it's also going to give employment to US. And let's not forget the promotion of millets, that which he is talking about, which will help farmers across the globe, and how promotion of millets is going to be a key factor as well. So there are very, very interesting, investments and partnerships that is being. This definitely the relationship is taken to the next level in the true sense by the visit of Prime Minister to America. So these are some very, very interesting investments that is happening to the country, and that's going to really progress us faster. And the third largest economy is not very far away. When someone can bring it from 10th most fragile economy, 10th to 5th, for them that aspiring to 3rd, no one will say it's not possible. It's going to be definitely possible.
Something very funny happened today because Jaishankar is accompanying him. Acha, before this, Nirmala Sitharaman was there in US for 15 straight days preparing the groundwork. There is a business community accompanying Narendra Modi ji, and he has met lot of at least 15 to 20 people he has met, which are high profile and which he plans to engage. अच्छा, इसके साथ एक और मैं थोड़ा सा टोन डाउन करती हूँ. अब हम थोड़ा धीरे धीरे चलेंगे बिकॉज हम बड़े आज एनर्जेटिक मूड में है आफ्टर सीइंग द नाइट स्पीच, राइट? So apart from that, we have offered Artemis Accord. Now, what is Artemis? Artemis is for space exploration. अच्छा, Anna, something very funny happened. ये पूरे एंगेजमेंट में दो चीजें बड़ी फनी हो गई. जर्मनी भी एकदम एक्साइट हो गया. उन्होंने कहा हम इंडिया को बाई करते देंगे. So they plan to set up aerospace plant in Belagavi, Karnataka. So I mean, see, this is called Belgavi. This is called, what do you say? Contagious effect, right?
Contagious effect, absolutely. And we've also agreed to partner them to sending a man to the moon. So sky is just not the limit. It's going to be the moon that is going to be the limit of putting up a man along with NASA. So they are pretty happy or pretty interested to join with ISRO. So that's again a beautiful synergy that one can look for between India and America.
Exactly.
And let's not forget, he touched about terrorism. He touched about people abetting terrorism. He touched about countries that support terrorism. He touched about, let's also not forget, America, till they experienced unfortunate the 26/11 attack of the World Trade Center. They didn't know what terrorism was all about, because India has been harping about terrorism for the last 3 decades. So until such time, Americans did not understand the word terrorism or militancy or whatsoever. Today they understand very well. Today, Mr. Prime Minister also touched upon that beautifully. I mean, the speech was so much that you can read between lines. Every word was important. That conveyed meaning to the world. It conveyed the meaning to the Americans. It also told Americans what it can expect out of India. So that was an interesting speech. Again, I'm just not able to avoid this. I keep telling this again and again because speech was a wonderful speech.
Anna, something very funny also happened, okay? So Jay Shankar ji is also in US right now, and something funny came up. Let me just put it on the screen because while we are talking, he's giving a statement to the press also at the same time. Here it is, and here have a look.
हमारे ही इतिहास में पहले 2 ही स्टेट विजिट हो चुके हैं, पर उसके अलावा प्रधानमंत्री जो है अमेरिका के संसद पे भाषण देंगे। ये जॉइंट एड्रेस होता है कांग्रेस को। आज तक
in this speech what he has said is, I want to make it a little smaller and fast forward. जहां जहां मोदी जी जाते हैं वहां वहां कांग्रेस भी चली जाती है पीछे पीछे, मतलब पीछा करते रहते हैं लिटरली. It is like that.
You
That was
know,
funny.
it's very funny. It is sad that till recently, Mr. Rahul Gandhi went around America and kept saying there is no democracy, there is no freedom of speech, there is no freedom of expression, there is nothing. India is in a bad state. 9 years, wherever he goes, and to and to give back. The American government receives the prime minister, which no prime minister ever been given that kind of reception in India, where the government and the people of America calls India as a vibrant democracy. So it only goes to prove his futile effort, his desperate effort to go and convince people across the globe that nothing is right in India. But actually, it's the other way around. Every other people across the globe are able to see what's happening in India, and they appreciate India. Sad, Congress not only failed to win elections in India, it also failed desperately to go and say the narrative across the globe as well.
Exactly. And there is, I think, in the defense sector, I would just like to probably add this last because this is very, very important. They are planning to set up and launch US India Defense Acceleration Ecosystem, Indus X. So this is also going to be a game changer. And moving on from there, Anna, let's go to the cultural part a little bit, before we.
Yeah.
He gifted something very sweet, very
Yeah.
thorough, very thoughtful, and with
Yeah.
lot of heart and soul into what he gifted to Biden. I think
Yeah.
Biden is going to remember I think that's the sweetest thing anybody can receive. Yes, Anna.
Beautiful. I mean, as you rightly said, it's the cultural importance, it's the cultural values that Prime Minister carries wherever he goes. I'm sure Mr. Biden would have never heard of this before. That those who have completed the age of 80 is apparently completing his 80th birthday next month, and where we consider or we believe that people who have touched 80 have seen 1,000 full moons in their entire life cycle. And normally at that time, what we call it as Shadabhishegam. That is the 80th year birthday celebration. We normally gift about 10 important items to people who have completed that. And the Prime Minister carried that from 10 different states in India. Normally, you are supposed to give a cow as one of the gift. Here, you can't do so. So hence, he gave a silver coconut, which was from Mysore. He had given a till from Tamil Nadu, which is a part of the gift. He had given a silver coin from Rajasthan. He had given a gold coin from Rajasthan, a 24-carat gold coin from Rajasthan. And he had given a sandalwood from Mysore. Sandal is normally considered Bhumi Danam, which is the part of the 10 gifts. A sandalwood is instead of the Bhumi, he had given a sandalwood. And he had given butter from Punjab, ghee, butter from Punjab. And he had given a silk shawl from Jharkhand. And he had given food grains, rice grains from Uttarakhand, and he had given a salt from Gujarat, and he had given jaggery from Maharashtra. So these are all the 10 items that one normally gives to a person who touches the 80th year. Now, this is such a beautiful cultural value in the Indian system that we give to our elders. And Mr. Biden, apart from this, what he gave to Mr. Biden, he also gave Mrs. Biden a green 7.5 carat homegrown diamond, as a gift to her. Now, this is culture. This is our belief. He also gave the oldest Upanishad book of 10 verses to Mr. Biden. So this shows the importance that he gives to people and to the President of America. So these are some interesting cultural values that he showed, and he also gave the shows to. He also mentioned that we have 22 official languages in India, but we speak in one voice. Wow! And diversity is our way of life. Every 100 kilometers you go, you have a different food habits. You speak a different language. We have more than 1,500, what do you call, words or alphabets or whatever, or those. Every language has its own verses, right? So, despite all of that, we live as one
Dialect.
nation. Sorry,
It's called dialect. Yeah. So
dialects. Dialects. Sorry, I missed that word. More than 1,500 dialects, despite the fact we speak in one voice. So this is what India is all about. So again and again, we stand for values, we stand for honesty, and most importantly, when it comes to green energy, we are the only G20 nation to have achieved our targets of more than 2,300% of solar capacity, which none of the G20 countries have achieved, and we have achieved in record time, 9 years ahead of the time that we promised to do so. So this goes to show that we are a responsible country. We are not a country who goes for expansion. We are a country for inclusive. There are so many points. I'm damn excited. I mean, I'm lost for words.
I
Too many
I
thoughts
am.
come to me. So sometimes I overlap in my thought and my speech as well. So this is
Yeah.
something which I thought I'll share.
But this is, as I said, these are historic moments, and I think our generations coming will remember this. Especially the gift is very sweet. It was very thoughtful. By the way, what did the Bidens give, Modi ji?
Yeah, the Bidens had given a very very vintage photo
Camera.
a camera that was once that was made out of from the brand Kodak. They had also given a handmade antique American book gallery. These are the two things that they normally give. But what that was of course a gift to the honorable Prime Minister. But the Prime Minister gave a beautiful gift to the Bidens. And he really heartfully thanked the Bidens to have opened up the doors of the White House. He recalled how he was standing outside White House when he went as a normal citizen, visited American and the White House from the compound, and how the doors are opened for him by the Bidens. That's so graceful, and gratefulness is a virtue that every human being should have, and that is what Prime Minister reflected, as a nation. And every appreciation or the thanks that he took is by including the 130 billion Indians. He always said, I represent that 130 billion Indians, and whatever appreciation goes is not for me alone, it's for the people of India. So these are amazing thoughts and virtues of I mean, we are blessed to have him as a Prime Minister. God, we must thank God in abundance who have given a lovely Prime Minister.
I can actually feel your energy. I can feel your enthusiasm, the voice, the pitch going up, the pitch, like that is what, no, when you have a good leader, that's why, you need, when a good leader is there, he knows how to bind people. He knows how to take them forward. He knows how to lead them. He knows how to direct them, supervise them, monitor them, grow them, encourage them. I mean, these are the qualities of a good leader, and this is what he's doing. I mean, he's addressing uh, the US session, but the world is watching. He's addressing the US session, but everybody is taking cue what he's going to say. But of all the things that he has said, of all the deals that is being done, the message is India is unstoppable.
Yeah,
India,
and
yeah.
And there were once American president was considered to be the most powerful man in the universe. Now I think we have just replaced them. Now the Indian Prime Minister's voice is most powerful and most looked after across the universe and the globe.
Exactly. Look at the way even everybody, even Kamala Harris was little stunned. Pramila Jayapal was little stunned. How come he was shaking hand? And then later on, she went to take autograph also. Do you know that? All of them were
Absolutely.
taking autographs. They didn't wanted to miss the opportunity. Forget about the money that comes from the left and the right and the George Ross gang. Today is the moment I need to take the autograph to
And
show to
Gayatri ji, let's not forget the lot of Jelusil is oversold in India as well. For a lot of stomach burning crowd across the globe and in India in particular, Jelusil is a sellout.
Well, no, that's in but in North we say burn all. This is a burn all moment for all the Modi
Yeah,
haters. Yeah, this kind of
yeah.
reception, the kind of admiration. I mean, I cannot get enough of it, but I think I'm going to let go of you, sir. Thank you so much for joining. जाने से पहले सभी viewers से request है, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the alternate media. You want to contribute, you want to support, you want to send a feedback. All the links are given in the description box. Bharat Mata ki jai. Thank you, Modi ji, for putting the confidence in us Indians back in its place. The shoulders carries our heads like proud Indians now. नहीं तो एक time था जो हम थोड़ा सा low feel करते थे. We were kind of targeted, we were cornered, but today we are so proud, and we are so proud. The credit, a large part of the credit, goes to you. Bharat Mata ki jai, Jai Hind. Thank you, sir.